Morning. So my last live, I led you in a breathing technique, diaphragmatic breathing. We basically need to breathe through our noses to activate the diaphragm. It's as simple as that. When we activate the diaphragm, primary muscle of breathing, it not only is a relaxing breath, so it soothes the nervous system, but also it stabilizes the spine. So if you suffer with back pain, any level of persistent back pain, firstly breathe through your nose to activate the diaphragm. If you haven't looked at that live, then do look at it and have a little practice, because I'm going to use that breathing practice that we did in through the nose for a count of 3 or 4, out through the nose for a count of 3 or 4, but we're going to add that to some movement. So we're going to do 2 practices. You don't need anything. You don't even need a mat. Both of them flex the spine. So tucking the tailbone under, rounding through the spine. So that tensions the muscles and the fascial tissue of the lower back. We then use that diaphragmatic breath, so we tension it, and tension in a good way. We tension that tissue now from the inside as well as the outside. Both of these movements are super beautiful if you suffer. Well, you don't have to suffer from back pain for them to be beautiful. But if you do have back pain, to promote gliding our tissues, literally see the body like an onion, and we need movement that you love and enjoy to enhance mental health, reduce chronic pain, but also from a physical level promote that glide and hydration in the tissues and joints so that we move better, we feel better. So let's do it. So hopefully when I'm in this, you can still see me, brilliant. So you just take this all fours position. So you've got wrists are under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. You're really thinking about the tailbone reaching away from the crown of your head. So the spine is just nice and centered, no gripping required. You know, really think about a meandering river. That's your spine, it's nice and fluid. No need to, at the moment, to tense and grip. What I want you to do is tuck your tailbone under. As you tuck your tailbone under, really suck up your pelvic floor. So the space between the 2 sit bones and the space between the tailbone and the pubic bone. And then allow that lovely spinal ripple to come into your spine so it's flexed. Look between your legs. You're softly pressing down through your hands. Your tailbone is strongly tucking under. You've got that high tone through the pelvic floor. I want you to use that diaphragmatic breath so that you breathe in through the nose slowly, quietly, but deeply for your count of 3 or 4. You're then going to push your weight back. Keep the tailbone tucking under, keep the tone through the pelvic floor. You're going to breathe in here again for your count through the nose, quietly, gently for a count of 3 or 4. And then we undo, we let the pelvic floor tone go, we unload, we center the pelvis, we elongate through the spine. The small back muscles are working more strongly now because the weight is off of the wrists, and then we pull ourselves forward. So link this with your diaphragmatic breathing. You're going to exhale, tailbone tucks under, really suck up, high tone through the pelvic floor. Breathing in here for your count of 3 or 4. Keep the tailbone tucking under, push back as you breathe out for your count of 3 or 4. And you breathe in here. When you next exhale, you let go of the pelvic floor tone. You center the pelvis. You grow nice and long long in the spine. And then you just literally pull your weight forwards. So you can do that as many times as you want to. I do it regularly in my yoga classes based at Paddlewood Community Centre. Also do privates. And then the next posture, you're going to come to this kneeling position. So I'll just show you, you really want to feel that your vertical thigh, vertical shin. You're going to put just a little tuck in of the tailbone. Don't overly recruit the buttocks at all. It's not like a thrust. Grow nice and tall. So I'm going to turn to face you. You've got that position. You might have put some padding under the knee if you need to. And what I want you to do is just float the arms up, lowering that left arm, coming over. So you might want to be on a yoga brick. I'm going to just come onto my fingertips. Just make sure you still got that kind of vertical alignment. Lovely. And then you're just going to come into a long side bend. Allow the head to hang. You really want to feel that you're creating this space between the ribs, the pelvis. It's so lovely. Use that diaphragmatic breath, breathing in and out for your count of 3 or 4 through the nose, slowly, quietly, gently, but deep. And then you're going to just kind of soften the waist. Put the head back onto center. This arm, I'm going to move over a bit, is going to literally lead this movement. You arc the arm in front of your face. Can you see how the chest then starts to rotate, revolving to look towards the floor? Keep that soft tuck in with the pubic bone. You're going to breathe in here. Really breathing into that open side of the body, into the lower back. And then you're going to breathe out. Return back to that long side stretch. As you next breathe in, put a little tuck in through that pubic, that tailbone again. Revolve the chest up. Now you might want to open the arm to a T. You might even want to swing the arm down, back up to a T, and then exhale back to your side bend. So you find your count. You're going to be breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Of course, you'll do that to the other side. Probably in between, think about coming back to, we call this cat, angry cat. Centering the pelvis, elongating the spine, returning back to all fours. And then you set up for the other side. Take your time with this. I'm going to move a little bit forwards. Take your time. It is so nourishing for the body. Really come into your breathing, so linking your movement with your breath. If you're finding that difficult to do, then just make sure you're breathing through your nose, trying to be quiet, trying to be gentle, and then just add this nourishing movement. Take care, have a lovely day.